our community call, our first community call in March 2022. I'm Abhishek. I'm one of the co-founders and CEO at Appsmith. And today I have with me Rahul, who's a PM at Appsmith, and he's going to be talking about some of the work that he's been doing. And in today's call, we're going to talk about templates and we're going to talk about some quality of life updates that we've made. These are things that were released in the last month. So we're just going to cover a bunch of them today. The main event of the day is talking about templates. That's something Rahul and other team members they've been working on it for the last couple of months. So we're really excited to show you templates because I believe it's gonna save every one of you a lot of time when you're building a new app. Because a lot of the templates that we're creating will actually be useful when you're trying to build for a certain use case, maybe for customer support, operations, marketing, etc. We're covering a lot of those use cases. The other reason why it's really interesting is because you can now copy code snippets from some of the templates that we're creating. So if you see an interaction or a particular piece of logic that makes sense to you, you're going to be able to go in, check it out, copy it, and then use it. Uh, so that's a little bit about templates. But before uh, going ahead too much, I'm just gonna hand it off to Rahul, who's gonna talk a little bit about himself, and then uh, we'll then go through the updates. Hi,
Sure.
Rahul.
Thanks, Abhishek. Hi, I'm everyone. I'm Rahul. I am an associate product manager here at Appsmith, and I've been here for close to 4 months now. And this has been the first real big project that I've worked on, and it's truly just thrilling to, be with the guys here at Appsmith and create some really cool things. Yeah, so we're working on creating templates for new users, existing users, anyone who wants to see what AppSmith is really capable of, and really excited to show you what we can create with templates and what you can use them for.
So Rahul, I think you've been working on this for like 2 months, right? Is Would that be correct?
Actually, I started working on this well into early in December. Actually,
Okay, got
just
it.
around when I started, that's when we started having conversations and we were theorizing about how we should go about it. But I think the templates project originally started 2 years ago, well before I joined,
That is true. That is true, actually. Yeah.
and it was kind of left in the lurch. We had a few templates around, but we've really decided to come at this, with full force and everything we really can do.
Yeah, so we used to have templates a year and a half ago, but we ended up removing all of those templates because uh, it wasn't very easy to use them, nor were they easy to discover. And it just kept interfering in people who are trying to build a fresh new app. So we decided to just like scrap it, and thankfully we've managed to give it another shot now, and this time it's just so much better.
Yeah, yeah, it's really something that's cool. And the team that we've worked with have really put in a huge amount of effort and gone the extra mile. So I would like to give a shout out to some of them. Kadao, who has been the designer behind each of the apps, and you'll be able to see just how amazing they look, and it's all thanks to him. And we have Roop, Akash, and Nayan who built the actual workflow that you will use to import the templates and use them for the great apps that you're going to build.
Nice, exciting. So do you want to get started with the presentation? We could go over updates of last month, and then you could talk through the templates and actually show us a demo of stuff working.
Sure. Um,
Awesome. So okay, actually, let me take this. Let's talk a little bit about the previous month. In the month of February, we had 4 releases. A lot of the releases were focused on bug fixes. Few of them were actual feature updates. Let me quickly go ahead and share my screen so that I can talk through some of those releases. Now, this is a this is our GitHub release notes. You can access this by going to Appsmith or Appsmith's GitHub repo and then typing /releases at the end of it. So these are some of the releases that went out last week. One of the things is now it's actually this one has a lot more bug fixes. Uh, so we fixed the scrolling issue in containers and modals. Then we've actually added some visual updates and styling updates to the input widget. Uh, Icons were not aligned, so that's something that we fixed. Then the other thing that we've done is the image widget. It had some problems with some JPG images, so that's something we fixed. So these are a few of the small bug fixes which went out last week. Uh, Talking about the week before that, again we had a bunch of bug fixes, but oh sorry, this seems to be the same thing that I. Let's go here. It's sorry, my bad. I think we seem to have a lot of drafts here. Um, Let me just go find the actual one. Oh yeah, this is the correct one right here. Some of these other bug fixes are date pickers have been improved. So uh, previously, like the date picker would update as soon as you change the date itself, but right now the date picker only updates like when you change the month or the year. Uh, then the text widget used to sorry, not the text widget, rather the page name used to be cut off in the preview mode, but that's something that's been fixed. So the preview mode and the deployed mode look very, very similar. There's still a few visual differences there, but those things are going to get fixed. Uh, in the page editor, you're able to like reorder the pages and drag them. There was a small bug there, which was preventing you from moving some of these pages up, but that's again been fixed. Uh, in property pane, some of you might have noticed that the property pane panel can be moved and resized, but there again there was a small bug there that we fixed, and this again should help you just like write a lot more code right there. So these are just some of the quick releases. Let's just go to the week before that, which was the second week of February. Here, the main feature that we released was obviously the Git sync version control using Git sync. This is something I know a lot of you have tried. This is probably one of the fastest growing features in Appsmith that we've ever seen. It went live and very quickly we just started seeing so many people use it. There's still a few updates that are going to come to that feature, like importing from a Git repo so that you can start a new project by like using another Appsmith project in a different GitHub repo. That's something that's going to go live very soon. Plus, there are a few UI UX updates and a few changes to the GitHub to the Git sync flow so that it's a lot easier to use. The other one that we did in the Entity Explorer, this is a small quality of life update, but really essential. Uh, the query name now has the data source icon right beside it. So you now know it's a Mongo query or it's a Postgres query. So that becomes really easy. Then recently we had introduced the ability to add uh, basically like add a token for REST API OAuth authentication. Now we've made it easy for you to just refresh it so that it's like auto refresh whenever the token itself expires. Then a bunch of small visual bugs that were fixed in the text widget, like H1, H2, that wasn't working. The map pin was actually not centering even when the location change happened and the centering option is turned on. That was a bug that got fixed. Then in the table widget itself, the basically when you had multi-select turned on, uh, you the first selected row was basically like I believe like the data that was coming through was there was something wrong with it, and that's something that's been fixed. I'm forgetting exactly what the bug was, but this was a bug with the multi-select in the table widget. uh, then in the first week of February, the main update that we had was we introduced Helm charts so that you can, if you use Kubernetes uh, to set up AppSmith and manage your applications, then AppSmith is now ready to work with Kubernetes. This has been a feature that was long coming, so I'm very glad that we've launched it. And I know a lot of you have already started using Helm charts uh, for setting up AppSmith. So this is something that again uh, has some small improvements that are going to be made in the month of March. If you run into any bugs or issues, please ping us on Discord or on Intercom so that we can take care of it. Then there were a few other small bug fixes that were done. One of them is, for example, in our linting feature, whenever you have an unused variable in the JS editor or in the code that you write in the property pane, uh, the linter will basically tell you that it's an unused variable, so you can go ahead and either remove it uh, or fix that right there. So that's something that we fixed in the first week of February. So these are just some really quick updates from last month. You can go take a look at these release notes in GitHub and read them in greater detail. For now, I'm going to just pass it over to Rahul.
Thanks, Abhishek. So let's spend some time discussing uh, what I think majority of this call will be about, which is templates. So templates are basically how we expect majority of new users are going to get truly familiar with just how awesome AppSmith is. It's a way that we can show what a user can do design wise, feature wise, all of that. But more so, it's just allowing all our users, whether you're new or an existing user, to really unlock your true potential and see what AppSmith is all about. Um, so our goals for templates are about we have three major goals for templates. One is for user onboarding. So as an engineer, sometimes you have an idea of what you want to build, but maybe you can't see, but you aren't sure if AppSmith can really be that tool to help you build it. So our goal is for our templates to to be ready and for you to just get started. You know exactly what you know that you can already build something the moment you open our website. And if for an engineer to maybe convince the CEO or convince someone that, oh yeah, AppSmith is the tool that we should be using, this makes it really easy for them to have tangible applications and tangible things that they can use from the moment they log into our website or in fact to our tool. The second aspect or second facet of templates is solving user questions. So we've noticed that there are a whole bunch of patterns that have emerged in user queries, and we've targeted our templates to try and solve as many of those as possible. So the idea is, anytime you have a question, you can browse our templates, you can browse, our community how tos and see, yeah, maybe I need to add a header or a footer to my website, or maybe I need to convert, a CSV file to a JSON. You have all these examples ready for you to go, and they're working examples. So all you have to do is import it into your organization or into your app, and get started. You can copy and paste that into your existing application, and within minutes you're ready to go, rather than having to approach us on Discord, which you're always welcome to do. We're happy to help. And finally, one of the
So actually,
biggest.
Rahul, this particular one is something I'm super excited about because I think so many of our users they ask similar questions, and it's great that now we can just give them an app that they can play around with, copy, or modify for themselves. So this one is like super exciting, and I've seen Pranav on Discord actually share ready applications. He just quickly makes an app and then he shares it to solve a user's problem on Discord. So I
Yeah,
think a lot of that
absolutely.
is used.
Yeah. So Pranav's been working on what we've been calling community how-tos, which are
Mhm.
hyper-specific applications that can solve like targeted problems. Think of them as like if you have a specific problem, the community how to's are exactly how you would solve those, and they're going to be included in our template browser very soon. Um,
Nice.
yeah, and finally the uh, discoverability. So we know that sometimes it's easier to just ask a question on Discord than it is to browse our documentation, or Google if a question is or Google something if you have a question about it. But our goal is to make sure that it's as easy as possible for you to find the solution to any question that you have, either on platform or on Google or on Discord or GitHub or anywhere. So our huge focus for us is how do we get our templates as accessible to as many people as possible. And we've put in a lot of time and a lot of effort to figure out how to do this in the best way that we can. And we've looked at examples from everybody, from places you might expect like Notion and their templates, or Miro and Figma, to places where you might not, uh, so, um, uh, like Stack Overflow, where their ability to find the solution to a problem is just beyond incredible. And we've really looked at them as an inspiration and tried to incorporate all their ideologies as in the best way possible.
Nice.
um,
So the Stack Overflow bit is interesting because I think Stack Overflow is just so easy to find related questions, related topics, and just keep going deeper and deeper. So is that the bit uh, that's that's going to be part of AppSmith templates as well?
Yeah, exactly. And there's also the aspect of tagging. So we've created
Mhm.
tags for each of our templates, where we have like tags for which data source you're using, or if you're using a specific feature. Quite a few of our applications are targeted to maybe a specific industry, like marketing. So you can just search for a marketing dashboard, and we're sure that very soon we will be one of your top results for a marketing dashboard, or a marketing or a customer service support dashboard.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, so as for our next steps, we know what we want templates to grow into. So currently we have our templates that you can import into your organization, um, and you can import the whole app. But what we want to do is enable you to just merge existing templates into your application. So whether you want to import an entire template and whether you want to start from a template, or you've already started building your app, but now you found that, oh, there's this really cool feature in one of the templates that you want to use, you don't have to go through any extra steps. We're going to make it as easy and accessible for you as possible. The second thing is importing parts of templates. So if, for instance, you want to import just one part of a template, one page of a template, maybe, you can just hit the import button, and that page will be added into your application. No extra steps. It's really simple. And finally, incorporating community how to's and community questions into our application. So I think you had mentioned that Pranav is working on a whole bunch of community how to's. These are slightly more targeted apps, and we're working on building content around them, making them really good looking, and yeah, we'll include them in our templates in phase 2. And along with the community how to's, we will also be looking for community suggestions and incorporating those into our next round of templates that goes live.
That sounds great. Okay, if we are
I think
into
it's
the
time
demo
for
now. Nice.
yeah, I think it's time for a demo. It's what the team's been building. Um, Let me just pull it up for you. Uh,
This is always the moment of nervousness when a
yeah,
deploy view is coming up on screen. You're just hoping things go well.
yeah. I don't think you can tell right now, but my leg is completely shaking. Uh, cool. So this is the Appsmith homepage that everyone is used to. It's exactly what it used to be, except there's a slight change, and it's a bit subtle. So maybe you haven't noticed. We have a little templates tab over here. when you click on the templates tab, you have a list of all the templates that are ready and ready to be shared to you. There we have the data source tags here, so it becomes a little bit easier, and you can filter them by which industry, what use case, what widget you want to find a specific case for, and find a template that suits you best. So let's check out the customer support dashboard. So we spent a lot of time making this look as good as possible and working as well as possible. Um, Let me zoom out a bit so it's a bit easier for everybody to see. So here we have a customer support dashboard where you can look at so where I, as an e-commerce or retail brand, can see uh, the status of of deliveries and issue refunds. So for instance, if a customer calls me and says, hey, uh, so Janko calls me and says, hey, this delivery is marked as delivered on your website, but in fact it never reached me, I can just update the status to on the way and initiate a refund for this user, where we issue them a 50% refund instantly, and there's no extra steps. The customer's happy, everyone's happy, and yeah, as you can see, that we've now issued a refund for this user. We can no longer issue a second one, and yeah, the as we were speaking to the customer, we've issued this. Everyone's happy with this, um, and yeah, just an overall simple to use experience. And from this template, you'll be able to see how we uh, integrated some brand new design features. Have these icons and info tools which give you a rough outline of what exactly is going on in your organization at any given time. You have the ability to update and refresh your data source. Everything is server side paginated, which is, I think, one of the best features of Appsmith and probably one of the most underutilized ones. So yeah, just this app is relatively straightforward, but showing you just how to make some Appsmith apps really well. Also, we have, as we mentioned, our tags. So you can see that what widgets we're using in this application, what data sources we're using, what functions we think this will suit best, and what industry this will fit best. And you can also see similar templates. So this is another template that we've been working on. It was a collaboration with FaunaDB. I'm sure you would have checked out the live stream. So this is using FaunaDB as our backend, and again, just a really simple application. You can send emails to customers. You can edit customer details. Just a really fun, solid, and well designed application that you can create some really cool stuff with from here.
Rahul, do you want to just talk about how somebody can use a template?
Sure, absolutely. So once you figure out that, okay, maybe this is the template that I want, the customer support dashboard is the template I want, it's really simple to get it into your application. All I have to do is hit fork. It's automatically selected your most recent organization. So I can just do fork template,
Uh,
and
let's see.
it should show
This is
up.
the moment of truth.
Yeah. Wait, let me try. It's a bit of a heavy application, so maybe it's taking a moment.
Mhm. So you think the application has like too many data sources? Is that why you think it's taking
I think
time?
that's entirely possible. It's also possible that my internet connection is not doing me any favors. Let me try refreshing.
Yeah, I can also like just try to give it a shot. If you're having internet troubles, let me also just pull this up.
Okay, fantastic. So um, I am not sure exactly what has happened.
Okay, I think it seems to have gotten the Wrong template, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let me try this once again.
Folks who are watching this, we are still working on this. This is a deploy preview, as you can see.
Yeah,
So there's a reason why it's not live. So these bugs, they'll definitely get ironed out before we release this. And uh, we just like showing some of this work early.
yeah,
Rahul, let me just try it on my account because I
sure.
think I might actually be successful. Let me just quickly give it a shot. Uh, no, unfortunately not. Actually, I'm running into the same error where it just names it as export and doesn't seem to be exporting all the widgets.
Yeah, this is something that I haven't seen yet. Not
Hmm.
sure what's causing this.
That's okay. I think we can always come back and show this again.
Yeah,
But I think, like you said, it's a one-click button to fork the template, and then you just choose what org it needs to go into, right?
yeah,
And it
exactly.
opens up, and you're ready to get started. What about like, is there something that's changing in creation of a new app? Is there something that we're doing in phase one, or is that something that will only be part of phase two?
Right. So this is all phase one. We have little sneak preview for phase two as well. Let me just grab that and share that with you. Um, uh, right here. So this is what. So phase two will be all about getting your application, uh, getting a brand new application, and importing a template in that way, or by adding a new page. So what we're
Mhm.
going to do is show you what the flow is like when you want to add a template. So
Mhm.
when I create a new app, all I have to do is create new app, and what will happen is it'll show me a list of all our possible templates. Now this
Mhm.
is just a design file. But this does highlight exactly the feature that we're going to make, and I can just select which application I want, and select, if I want all the pages, maybe I just want one or two pages, and I hit add selected, and it adds in the pages that we want for our from our template. So
Nice.
just
So it's
another
going to add the
piece.
pages as well as the queries and JS objects, all of that,
Absolutely, it's going to add everything that is in every single thing that is in the template.
to make it like functional. That sounds
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this with this feature, I think uh, it's going to save a lot of time because sometimes when you're building a new page for an app, you just have an idea that, hey, I want a table and then I want a modal to pop up when I select a row in the table, and then that modal should let me update a database, right? So the query should already exist. Or maybe I'm trying to display some data in a map or something, which is what I was trying to do last week. So it would be so easy to just find that appropriate template, copy that page, and only use that section. So this bit is actually like something I'm really really excited about.
Yeah, me as well.
So Rahul, do you want to talk a little bit more about other features?
Sure. So we have a few more quality of life features that we are have been and will be adding in to Appsmith. So I'll just walk you through some of those. Um, so one of the next ones we have is keyboard navigation through our property pane. So this one I believe is already live. We can let me just open up one of our applications, and we can walk you through it.
Yeah, this one again is live partly. Uh, I believe there's still a few more updates to be done. But the idea behind this is simple, which is to enable any developer user to uh, hit tab and traverse through the property pane instead of using the mouse. And it's a simple feature, but very necessary. when you're like actually trying to get stuff done quickly.
Yep, absolutely, and especially good for like veteran developers
Yeah.
who have all the features built in. So you'll have to bear with me a little bit. I am on an M1 Mac, and I don't have a function key. But if you were to you wanted to access your container, your name of a property, all you would have to do is hit F2. Sadly, I don't have that functionality, so I'll have to click on it. And then from navigating from this point on is ridiculously simple. All you have to do is hit tab to go to the next item, and that's it. That's all you have to do. Now you're probably wondering, how do I change something like a visibility setting? All I have to do is hit the space bar, and I can change the settings from there. uh, okay, that's all fair. What about a text field like this? Well, it's automatically selected. For instance, the background color, I can set it to slightly off-white color instead of purely white. But actually, I think I'll just leave it as purely white. I think maybe that my designer won't be too happy if I do that. Um, Alternatively, you're wondering probably, how do I edit the data in my a JavaScript enabled field? Well, once I navigate to this point, I just hit enter and I can start editing. Um, and at this point, tab doesn't change the focus.
Hmm.
If I want to start navigating to the next field again, I just simply hit escape, and I once again tab just gets me to the next field. It's a great quality of life thing that just makes everything, particularly keyboard navigation, slightly easier.
This looks great. I think this has been something that a lot of people have been requesting for, and we've been ignoring this for a good 6 months because there were just so many other updates to the property pane. Uh, it's great that we've done it, and I know Ashwath has been working on few more updates to this. So if you do run into any bugs, please let us know. If you have any suggestions for improving how the keyboard navigation can work, please definitely let us know. Improving quality of keyboard navigation is one of our goals here, so we will make more updates to it this year.
Yep, absolutely. And as you mentioned, Ashwath has been putting in a lot of work on this, and the team has done a great job so far. Um, yeah, and now I think one really cool feature is our responsive mobile homepage. So people, we've built apps from you can build mobile apps on Appsmith, right? But to actually open them used to be a little bit, um, you know let's say, not great. But we've just made the mobile apps a little bit better, easier for you to access. So I think I have a video queued up. Let me just show you, which I recorded a few minutes ago, about of how I uh, how easily you can navigate using uh, your mobile phone, how you can navigate through apps. So yeah, let's just share that. So I'm just simply swiping through apps. Oops.
Nice.
Right. Here you can see that we're simply just swiping through apps. If it looks, it's all perfectly optimized. You can swipe in and out of apps. Forward and back navigation works as expected on your phone, and that's basically it. It's a very straightforward experience, but a huge quality of life improvement for most of our users.
Yeah, and this is one of the first few steps that we are taking to become more mobile friendly. That's one of the weaknesses of Appsmith. So we're just starting off with the homepage, and over the next few months, you're going to see updates to the end user version of the app, and then soon after that, uh, we'll also have updates around making proper mobile responsive applications. That's something we are hoping to launch within a couple of quarters. But as you can see, like, we are very committed to ensuring the mobile experience of Appsmith is great, and this is just a taste of what that looks like today.
Yep, absolutely. And for one of our other final quality of life features, we can. I'm going to show you how our rich text editor just got a little bit richer. So, it's just another quick demo. Uh, if you will bear with me while I change source, we have a simple application here, which is just your rich text editor. But now you can add in media, for instance. I can add an image. So let me grab the Appsmith logo, and we can simply copy the link and paste it in here. Probably not the best way to do it. Um, and we call it, and there it is. We have our Appsmith logo embedded in your rich text editor, and it's just that simple. You can do the same for videos. So we can find any of our videos where Confidence is walking us through any of the amazing features of Appsmith and embed that, and it will just play within our rich text editor. And it's great, particularly if you want to send emails with embedded media. That's one of the use cases that I really like this feature for.
Nice.
Yeah.
So is that the last one, or do we have like more updates today?
That's all we have
Yeah.
for today. I mean,
Okay.
it's yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Nice.
all we've got.
Thanks, Rahul, for those demos. Uh,
Thanks,
we'd
Abhishek.
uh, we'd obviously love to hear any feedback that all of you who are watching have. Especially could be around templates. That's something that's actively being worked on, as well as anything else that struck your eye or something that you think was a good release. Please feel free to drop us a message about that, so that we know that, hey, you like that feature. Sometimes we put out a lot of bug fixes, but we often don't know if they actually get used by the person who requested it. So if somebody who requested a bug fix and it got fixed, would just love a shout out someday. With that, I think we are at the end of our session today. Uh, we'll spend another 30 seconds just waiting for questions from our community. If there are no questions, then we'll just go ahead and end the call. This video, of course, I saw somebody ask a question: will this video be available after the live session? Yes, it will be. And there were a couple of other questions here. One was by S, who's asking about integration with Grist, NocoDB, and Directus. So S, it's these are data sources that we've not tried out, but we're going to check it out and see if it makes sense. Now, if they have an API, obviously it makes it really easy for us to integrate with them. If they are a native integration, it might be a little difficult for us to prioritize. But if you need an integration, it's probably going to take you like 3 to 4 hours of work to make a new integration with Appsmith. There are very good instructions available for contributing an integration. So do check that one out. But otherwise, we'll also check these tools out. Right now, it seems a little difficult to prioritize integrating with them, but I'm hoping some of our community members contribute, or we might get around to it in a couple of quarters. There was one more question. Is there any provision for integrating MQ? Now, here does MQ mean MQTT? Just confirm. Think it means MQTT. Oh, Rabbit MQ. Okay. Okay, got it. Like, okay, understood. Rabbit MQ, basically like uh, it it's like a version of MQTT, so that you can have real time messages. So that's something. So today, AppSmith doesn't support real time databases. So I don't think we can support RabbitMQ or any other MQTT provider. today, but real-time editing is very much on our roadmap this year. So expect to hear something around Firebase real-time database integration, as well as like an MQTT integration sometime next quarter, because real-time data sources are quite popular, and there are a bunch of requests that we have around it. So as of today, I would say we'll probably pick it up next quarter, but I don't have a clear view on um, when it'll actually go live. Great. So that seems to be the last question from Subrata, which was about MQTT. With this, we can end the call. Thank you so much, everybody who joined us today. And thank you, Rahul, for showing us templates. And we're excited to see templates go live.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
And take care.